Many thanks for watching KTN News. My name is Dennis Asseto and welcome to this edition on matters to do with the County Focus edition as we bring you the very first premier edition which is coming to you straight from the heart of Uasin County, Eldoret Town at the Eldoret Daima Towers, where we shall be having a discussion on matters to do with pension and why this building, that is 27 floors above the ground and 3 floors underneath, why it stands out, why they say it is defining the skyline of Eldoret. That conversation we shall be having a little bit later with my guest, that is CPA Charles Nyameno, Pensions Manager right here, and also Professor Paul Ayuomo, Chairperson, Board of Trustees, Moi University Pension Scheme. It is a conversation that we shall be having right here as we get to matters to do with pension and why this building is actually making talk in this town. Gentlemen, welcome on set. We shall be getting to you a little bit later. But earlier today, Emmanuel To, my colleague, went out to have a conversation on matters to do with this building, the Eldoret Daima Towers, why it stands out. We also had an opportunity to look at the skyline that defines Eldoret and why this building is said to be changing and defining the skyline. Take a look.
Welcome to the Eldoret Daima Towers, the biggest and the tallest building in Eldoret town, or should I say Eldoret city, because Eldoret is set to be the next city in just a couple of days, but it is also the city of champions, where the best athletes come from. And of course, we want to understand why everybody is talking about this building right behind me. We now want to engage Patrick Otoma, who is the electrical engineer for this building, to try and understand the architectural design and the details about this building. And we're also going to speak to other officials and of course members who are part of this very outstanding building. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Let's just start from it. Why this building? Why should people care about this tower?
Thank you so much, Emmanuel To, for the question. And welcome again to the Eldoret Daima Towers, which is perhaps the tallest building, twin tower building outside of Nairobi. I dare say across the western region of this country, it is the tallest building, having a 31-story setup. Our building is modern because of the features that it has. It is a commercial building. It is complete and resplendent with power infrastructure that is very modern. We have generators. In other words, all our clients and our customers are fully on standby power. So we've never had a situation where our customers complain of outages at all. One other unique thing about our building is we have stabilized all voltages in the building. We know that currently we have sensitive equipment that most customers bring into their facilities, be they equipment in the lab, be they monitors in their control spaces, and all that has been stabilized. So our voltages are always stabilized within at least a voltage. So you can imagine that we never have any power fluctuations in our building. One thing also in our building is we have high-speed passenger lifts. Our building lifts travel at 3 meters per second. In other words, you can reach the top of the tower at half a minute. You just take 30 seconds to reach the top of the tower, if your movement is not interrupted by any stops at all. Of course, the interiors are very beautiful, layered with full-length glass mirrors for our ladies to really enjoy the view of themselves. And also the interiors are gold finish. So our lifts are really modern. One other thing about our building is the beauty that also makes it more of a mental, it gives you a mental ability to enjoy the place. If you are stressed, you can always come out and enjoy our fountains that are timed, usually timed with the customers coming in. You know, when they come in at 7:30 a.m. up to 8, our fountains are there to welcome them into the building, and the beautiful background of the flowers. And of course, at noontime, as they come out for lunch, also they have an experience to just reduce the tensions during work hours, evening time as well. So that is important about the building, yes.
Tell us about the offices and the buildings and the structures that you have. What do you have in terms of that?
In our building, we also know that they say that work without play makes Jack a dull boy. And so our building also has play opportunities. At the towers, at the topmost part of the towers, we have a swimming pool and a gym. So you can easily come from your workstation and just go into the gym and then lift up weights, do some cardios, And also you have a restaurant on the 23rd floor. So you can easily go in there, have yourself a bite, have yourself a drink, have a meal, and you can easily just enjoy that environment, that experience. So at the towers, we have the facility, a health club facility. We have a hotel at the topmost. As you are having your drink, as you're having your bite, you can actually view the entire environment. You can view the airport from where our building is. So in other words, you have all that. We also have offices. We have government offices currently in our building because I've enjoyed the spaces. The spaces in our building are magnanimous. You have enough spaces in front of the lift. You don't have congested lobbies. If you walk through the entrance lobby, it is very vast with a lot of lighting. So you don't have any corners where you perhaps would feel insecure in our building. And moreover, our building also has 24-hour CCTV surveillance. So you can imagine that we have the big brother watching your every movement in the building. So you are always secure as you really operate in our building. You can operate 24 hours in our building. Our building is a 24-hour building. Majority of the buildings currently are not 24 hours. Yeah. So our building runs 24 hours on full lighting and on full backup power.
You also mentioned that it is eco-friendly. Yes. It is the best of it is the city status building because the city is just about to become a city in just a few days. But talk about the skyline now, because when you're there, you can see the whole of the city or the town. What is the good thing about it?
Well, you're talking about the skyline. When you talk about a building that is about 95 meters tall, you can imagine if you are at that height, and it's also built on perhaps on a very hilly area. So you can actually see the entire area. You can stand here and see Kipchoge Keino Stadium. And I dare you, perhaps if you have binoculars, you can see up to perhaps people fishing in Lake Victoria, because it's a very tall building. And so that really gives us, I mean, if nothing obscures your sight, you'll see the airport. It is about 95 meters above the ground. So if nothing obscures your sight, you're able to see as far as your eyes can really give you a chance to see. Another thing in our building is, I've talked about security, which is provided by CCTV, which is under surveillance and monitoring. Apart from that, we also make sure that the vehicles are also secured using an automated parking system. So we're able to secure your vehicle as much as we secure you also in your offices.
And there's 6. How many parking slots?
The parking slots are about 500 for vehicles. We have 3 level parkings below the ground and the basement, and we have 2 levels at the podium. So we have 5 levels of parking floors at our building. Another very crucial thing in our building is our building has attempted to go green. What do I mean by going green? The common area spaces in our building has been lit during the day, like now when the sun is up, is lit by solar power. As you can see, we have panels, and the total number of panels are 217. All these 217 panels are able now to have a combined output to give us a 24 kilowatt output that is now tied to our grid. So we have a system where if the sun goes down and we're not able to generate sufficiently, we are able to invite Kenya Power to give us a backup. So that is how it's an automated system. So you can see they are slanted. As the sun now shines, we're able to capture that. Now, one thing is there are a lot of them here, and so we have slanted them to allow self-cleaning so that when it is raining, it's able to wash off the dust that accumulates from the surface to ensure that there is maximum capture of energy. That is why it is there. So you can see below we have connections. This is a connection from one panel, cable connecting from one panel to another panel to another panel. Then that goes to the inverter. This is the inverter, grid inverter. And then from the grid inverter, we have a combiner box. So in other words, we're able to combine all the energy output from here into a combiner box. From there, it is at the control space below this floor. And then when it's able to combine, then now we're able to to turn it now to AC, which we are using for our systems. Because this generates direct current, as you know, and alternating current is what now we're running on. Okay. So we're able now to get it to an inverter to change it to alternating current, which we use. Okay. Then we're also able to store this energy, like I told you. We have a 72 battery backup system where the surplus energy that we get from here is stored. We are using it directly now, but there is that excess. The excess of that energy we store it in a battery. There are 72 numbers. Okay. Yeah.
Let me just ask, how much do you save from this? Because it seems you're saving a lot from power bills.
Yeah, we are saving quite a lot. On a good month, we save probably about, in Kenya shillings, about 200,000 Kenya shillings that we save in a month. Yeah.
300K?
300K Kenya shillings that we save in a month because of lighting. just lighting. Most of our spaces, because the building is expansive, you can imagine that because of the expansive nature of the building, other places, if they're not lit, they'll be dark. So it means if you don't get this renewable energy option, we are using electricity from Kenya Power to light those spaces. So in other words, as the sun shines now and we are generating, we are able to light up all the areas, including the basements, which typically are dark if there is no electricity. So you can imagine if we're not on this system, we will be lighting it on Kenya Power. So that increases the bill. But now we are lighting it on solar energy, photovoltaic solar energy. Okay. Yes. Okay.
My name is Viola Leting, and I am in charge of letting the Eldoret Daima Towers on behalf of the Moi University Pension Scheme. Currently, we are at about 50% occupancy, and our rates are quite affordable, considering that this building is a modern building. Our rates are at 50 shillings per square foot, and we have from 3,000 to up to 6,000 square feet of space to let. And we also have space to sell, and we have an option of rent to buy. You can come in as a tenant and slowly convert to a purchase client. And our rates are quite friendly. Currently, we have clients from all walks of life. We have government institutions, we have advocates. Basically, everyone is in the building. So we encourage everyone out there, if you want to invest in a building that is going to give you a good income, please welcome to Eldoret Daima Towers. We are always here to serve you. Our working hours are flexible, and welcome.
My name is Engineer Benjamin Mumia. I work for Moi University Pension Scheme as the head of maintenance. Yes. The building, Eldoret Daima Towers, is located along Eldoret Uganda Road and Mumia Street on the other side. The building faces east, west, so that the sun is not so hot in the spaces during the day. Even if you go to the building right now, it is cool, as you have experienced, because of the location, how we are situated.
Could you just tell us about the positioning in terms of proximity to the city, and also how many things you can see from here?
I think the city is moving this way, courtesy of this building. You can see Rupa Mall on the other side. We are, let's say, a kilometer from the county government offices, which is now the main hub of the city. MTRH is just behind us. We actually located centrally within Eldoret.
Okay. And talk to us about this open space now here. I think people can also come here and view a few things.
You can come view. We'll give you permission to come and experience that height. And also, we encourage our tenants to come and use this facility.
Okay. Yeah. And lastly, this building was built by pensioners, people who contributed their money and put them in pension. What does it mean, and what would be your message to Kenyans in terms of the saving culture?
I think as an individual, it's difficult for you to be able to do something. But if you come up as a society, as a pension group, and you save, you're able to do something like this that is changing the lives of Eldoret, providing space for business people. Saving is the way to go.
And very well, that is just an overview of what the Eldoret Daima Towers means to the locals here and also the county at large, because like they say, it is defining the skylines of Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County. And how important is that? That is why we're having this conversation, to just understand those that are called the landlords and the owners of this building, why it is important to them to have this building here. As they say, it is bringing the status, improving the face of Eldoret town. Like I said earlier, this is where I was born and raised during my days. KVDA was the tallest building, but today we have an building 27 floors above the ground and 3 underneath. And on that, I just want to have this conversation. CPA Charles Nyameno, who is the pensions manager right here, karibu sana on set, and also Professor Paul Ayuo, Chairman, Board of Trustees, Moi University Pension Scheme. I'll just come to you, Bwana Nyameno. And when you talk about this building and it changing the face of Eldoret, what exactly do we mean? You deal with it on a daily basis.
Thank you, Mr. Seto, for having me in this discussion. And We are grateful, we are humbled for the KTN to come and take this interaction at our Daima Towers building. This building was built by trustees with the objective of enabling the members of Moi University Pension Scheme to accumulate pension wealth. And that is building the space with the objective to sell that space to the potential investors and particularly to the residents of Uasin Gishu County, in which the county in which the scheme was born and has grown over the years. So this is a building that trustees deliberately invested in with the desire to enable also the residents of Uasin Gishu County and the neighboring Noreb counties to secure an investment and a space in one of the most modern, current, with the best infrastructure ever in this country, not only in Uasin Gishu County. And at the end, trustees will be able to achieve the objective of enabling the members of Moi University Pension Scheme to grow and accumulate pension wealth to meet their retirement needs.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I'll just come to you, Professor Ayur. Now, you are the chairman of the trustees now. And when we talk about convincing pensioners to invest in such a building to accumulate wealth, how did that go out? What did it take for you to just convince them to finally say, yes, we will put up this building, all investors can come here, and not just that, change the skyline of this county?
Thank you, Seto, for that question. Let me start by welcoming you to Daima Towers. Let me say officially. To answer your question, I want to start with a context of trustee and members. Trustees are appointed or elected by members to look after their wealth. It's a trust governed by the Trust Act of Kenya, governed by several other legislations. But once we get the contributions from members, although the members have account and that is their wealth, the trustees has been given the mandate by the members and by regulations to invest the money so that it is grown. Our main two objectives as trustees is to preserve their wealth, the money given to us, and grow it so that the members, when they leave work, they'll get more money than they saved. So in that context, we have fund managers with whom we work very closely to invest the money. So as trustees, during the time the money is with the trustees, legally it's owned by the trustees according to the law. So the trustees work closely with the fund manager to see what are the options in which to invest that will give favorable returns to members. That's how it came for the trustees to look at Eldoret, as it were at that time, and hired consultants to do a feasibility study, which revealed that Eldoret lacks certain infrastructure, lacks certain features that this building was designed to bring. And that's how we ended up here.
You ended up with such a beautiful building. And Bwana Nyameno, as we were speaking earlier, you said, you hinted on the fact that this building is actually green. It's not just about having a beautiful building, but you're using solar to light common areas, lighting the car park and other spaces, and they are timed, applying technology on the same. But as you talk even about that, just who is the Moi University Pension Scheme? Because you are the manager of the pension.
Thank you, Mr. Seto. Moi University Pension Scheme is an institution that was established by Moi University. And it was established by Moi University to provide pension and the pension-related benefits. And it was born on 1st July 1991. And note that Moi University next week on 8th, It is celebrating 40 years of existence. And therefore, which means it was established on 8th December 1984. So between 1984 and June 30th, 1991, members or staff of Moi University Pension Scheme were participating in an endowment fund that was initially managed by the defacant Kenya National Assurance Company. This necessitated Moi University, and remember, Moi University is the first university to be far away from Nairobi. And therefore, people were not, particularly employees, were not attracted to come to Moi University. But the scheme is one of those elements, one of the benefits that the University Council thought would attract skilled, qualified manpower to come and work in the various schools, departments of Moi University. So it was to attract members of staff. So Moi University is a creature of Moi University Council, but it is independent of the sponsor. Moi University is called a sponsor, but Moi University Pension Scheme is now under the management and the ownership of trustees who run the institution in accordance with the Retirement Benefit Authority Act. Now, coming to this building, trustees in their wisdom with the consultants endeavored to ensure that the building is as environmentally friendly as possible. Like, for instance, the water process, we receive water from the county. It goes through the process, like the water from the hand wash basins in the washrooms is recycled to go to be used in the toilet before it is discharged. And of course, all common areas, lobbies, stairs, ramps, are solar lit. We use as much of solar in the parking lots, in the basements, and in the podium parkings. We use it's solar which is automated. It is timed that we don't waste energy and we don't incur bills unnecessarily. So this is the process that trustees took to ensure that the building is as much environmental friendly as possible. Yes.
Yes. And they say it is a matter of the Eldoret Daima Towers. It's not only a building that is changing how this town, Eldoret town, and the entire county looks, but it is also employing technology. Remember, President William Ruto's home is not far off from here, and it's big on climate change. Therefore, these guys right here are actually leading the way in making sure that we are going green. I have a show that would be airing today, Planet Action, and we equally talk about the issues to do with climate change.
Yes.
Therefore, if they are doing it right, we all join in that, in making sure that we take the step forward. But now, let's take a short commercial break. When we come back, we continue with this conversation on why Daima Towers, why Moi University Pension Scheme is a model to be emulated.